noon, right here on Fox 14. Jennifer Hudson, today at 9, right here on Fox 14.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a former head of the Quapaw Nation passes away after a brief illness.
Also, seasonal funding gaps could have an impact on the Joplin Head Start program. One nonprofit looks to lend a hand.
And we've got some clouds out there, rain chances increasing as we head through the morning. Heavy rain possible at times and breezy. Look at your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. The time now is just after 7 a.m. coming up on 7:01 on this Tuesday, October 28th. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Of course, going to be a bit of a wet day out there, a bit of a breezy day. We'll get to all of that in a moment, but there's some new releases coming out. Do they actually still produce DVDs? I mean, I don't go out and shop that much, but I guess they do because we got some new releases.
Yeah, I mean, for a rainy day like this, it may be a perfect time to watch it. An animated musical adventure, a gritty thriller, and a cult classic reboot are among the latest digital DVD and music releases available to add to your home library.
Fox's Ashley Dvorkin runs down the list of what's new in home entertainment.
The Smurfs top this week's list of new home releases. The animated musical adventure follows Smurfette and the gang on a dimension-hopping mission to save Papa Smurf from Gargamel's brother, Razamel.
It's going to be the best Christmas pageant ever.
Lauren Graham, Judy Greer, and Pete Holmes star in The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, a family comedy about a group of troublemaking kids taking over a local church play.
Who is he?
Riz Ahmed leads the thriller Relay, playing a world-class fixer who brokers hush money deals until a new client seeking protection forces him to break his own rules.
You sing country music?
What kind of music is there?
Sydney Sweeney, Paul Walter Hauser, and Halsey star in Americana, about a waitress and military veteran caught in a deadly chase for a rare Native American artifact.
I didn't want any of this.
In the reimagined cult classic The Toxic Avenger, Peter Dinklage plays a terminally ill janitor turned mutated antihero who takes on corruption to protect his family and community.
He's an exceptional assassin.
Small screen favorites to own, Season 1 of The Day of the Jackal, starring Eddie Redmayne as a mysterious assassin hunted across Europe by a British intelligence officer. In music, British indie rock band Florence and the Machine dropped their 6th album, Everybody Scream. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Certainly a lot to look forward out there. We were just talking, I still have VCRs at home because I have a collection of VHS tapes. There's nothing new to VHS anymore, but you never know. Maybe it'll make a comeback like vinyl did.
No, I mean, I still have my VCR player and DVD combo because you never know which one you're going to need, and so it takes up a little less TV space than, a lot of the other combos do. So.
It does. And of course, with streaming, I don't use the VCR DVD player that much anymore, but there's still things that you can't get on streaming that you can play, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially like the extended cuts, that sometimes those physical copies are the only ones that have it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we've got a physical copy of your weather today. Not on VHS, not on DVD, but live direct to you, whether you're streaming us on KOAM Plus, which is also just kind of really crazy. You can do that now. Or if you're watching us over the air, we have a live look downtown Pittsburgh. Got some clouds. There's a little bit of a clear patch on the satellite imagery over parts of Cherokee and into Lebec County. So just down to the south, just a little bit there. Not much. You can see from our camera 7th and range line, not quite the same perspective, but still dry. Same from the MODOT camera at 20th and range line in Joplin. As folks begin to get their commute underway this morning. We do have a couple light sprinkles still in southeast Kansas. It's all of this out here that is slowly but surely beginning to fill in. Here's the boundary. We've got some development ahead of that boundary. Most of it's going to fill in behind it. And as it continues to push off to the east, it'll fill in, like I mentioned, and our shower chances will increase. Now, there are some thunderstorms to our south. As you can see, they're already kind of in a decaying state, but we could get a rumble of thunder or two with some of this activity today, but not expecting anything widespread. It's mostly just a rain event with heavy rain possible at times as we head into the lunch hour and as we go later into the afternoon and evening. As you can see, most of us, this rain just does not let go, and it could be heavy at times. Additionally, it's going to be quite breezy. There's that boundary again way over there on the temperature map. Here at home, we're into the mid to upper 50s for most of us. Some of our communities down south, like Veneta earlier, was at 59. For record-keeping purposes, that's probably going to be your high today, but we're looking at daytime highs, if you will. By the afternoon, just leveling out in the mid-50s. So really, where most of us are this morning, not going to move that much. Mid-50s, winds will start increasing through the morning. West winds gusting to 25, down to 50 by 6. Winds shifting out of the northwest later, eventually gusting upwards of 35, maybe even 40 miles an hour. We have the latest on our rain chances from today, tonight, into tomorrow, plus how Halloween is looking, and the latest on the destructive Hurricane Melissa getting ready to make landfall in Jamaica. That and a lot more in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. A longtime former leader of Quapaw Nation has died. Former Quapaw Nation Chairman John Berry has died following a brief illness. Berry's family and a post on the tribe's website confirmed the former leader's passing on Saturday. Berry served the tribe for nearly 2 decades and is credited as being instrumental in the development of 2 large-scale casino projects. Berry's legacy does carry some controversy as allegations of financial misconduct dogged the latter part of his career. Quapaw Nation and the Berry family released a statement which said in part, quote, Chairman Berry dedicated decades to the Quapaw Nation, serving as tribal chairman for 18 years. His contribution and his dedication to the advancement of the nation will be felt for generations to come. End quote. John Berry was 80 years old. Oklahoma City Metro restaurant owners have a plan in place to help families impacted by the halt to SNAP. Corey Harris owns Corey Be Cookin' Seafood and more. He plans to offer free meals including seasoned chicken, fish, potatoes, rice, and vegetables. Harris isn't the only business owner opening his stores to those in need. Times are tough for many people in our area, and holiday season can multiply those difficulties. The good news is there are plenty of organizations in the 4 states driven to alleviate those difficulties, such as hunger. We have a list of food pantries and other organizations on our website that provide help to the community. Don't hesitate to reach out for assistance or to volunteer your time and services or make a donation. Just head over to KOAMnewsnow.com, search for food pantries in the 4-state areas. The government shutdown has impacted many different areas across the nation, including right here in the 4 states. KOAM's Ty Park sat down with one nonprofit organization, the Economic Security Corporation, to talk about the impact on the Head Start program.
So it started out small. In October, there were just 5 programs affected, about 6,500 children. Then November 1st, there are several grantees. There are 141 nationwide, including Puerto Rico. And so they will not, if they close on November 1st, that's 65,000 children affected. So every time a program's grant cycle is due and it's up, without the funding, they're forced to close.
The Head Start programs offer the service of childcare to families up to 100% of the poverty line.
So in Joplin, we're very fortunate. Our grant cycle runs April 1st to March 31st. So we have funding until March 31st of 2026. So although we feel safe, I'm encouraging all of my staff and our parents in our program to reach out and support the other programs.
The majority of families that use Head Start are working in service and delivery-based industries.
And so if those families can't work, that means our community stops operating well. And so places like fast food restaurants or car washes or Walmart, those places don't have the workers anymore. So it's really important that they have places like us, especially now with the talk of SNAP and WIC benefits not being available.
There is no immediate chance of a Head Start shutdown in Joplin, but this is something Economic Security Corporation is keeping a close eye on.
And so even though my grant's due January 1st, and they usually look into it by February, it could be very close to when my grant ends, March 31st. It could really put us at risk for closing in April if they're backlogged and haven't had a chance to look at my grant.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
The Economic Security Corporation is collecting food and other resources that will be used to help the community members, since SNAP benefits may not be issued in November. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we have Chris Forsyth from Ozark Mountain Investor Summit in the studio today. And later, restaurants team up for a harvest dinner to benefit the Wesley House. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Good morning. I'm joined here with Chris and Nick from the Joplin Area Retail Investors Association. They're here to talk to us a little bit about their Ozark Mountain Investors Summit. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning.
Well, thanks for having us. And we're excited for this event. We're bringing in Pace Morby and Henry Washington are some of the big headliners. They're coming in this week to the four-state area, and we're excited for the event at Downstream Casino this week.
Amazing. Can you tell me a little bit about what this summit is going to look like, what it's going to offer?
Yeah, for sure. So we've got national speakers coming in. We've got some local guys coming in. We're just going to be some real estate investors aspiring or doing deals on a regular basis. Those types of people coming together, chatting about real estate, learning some creative finance type situations, some real estate law, some different topics to educate ourselves and take us out into the world to invest and bring our communities back into a better state.
Great. You kind of already touched on this, but who's this summit really geared for? Who's going to take away the best from this? So
that's a great question. Nick and I get this a lot. We got a lot of folks in the area that really wanted to get into investing. They're trying to figure out how to get started. And they reach out to us for that, for their kickstart, if you want to call it that. And a lot of times those are people from 0 to 5 houses. They're just getting that start into real estate.
Perfect. So this is a great way to kind of get some of that foundational knowledge.
Absolutely.
Perfect. And so how much is this going to cost, and when and where is this?
So right now we're at $99 for an entry, $199 for VIP. VIP gets you some access, actually some dinner with Henry in the evening, and some other little perks throughout the day.
Amazing. Why is a summit like this so important for your guys' industry and for some of these newcomers coming in?
Yeah, education sometimes is hard to find. A lot of times you'll find some information on YouTube or online. Sometimes you're looking at information that's several years old. The market changes on a regular basis. So getting to come in, getting to get some hands-on experience, talk to some experts and some guys that are in the room doing it as we speak, and what's working today versus what was working 2, 3, 5 years ago is really helpful.
And I'd like to add to that is keeping it local. So we're bringing these speakers into the four-state area. We invest in the four-state area and allowing other folks to do that as well. It's something we aspire to do.
Amazing. Is this the first year you guys have held this summit, or is this something you guys have continued to do and have had success with?
So the Joplin Real Estate Investors Association, we hold monthly meetings every single month. First Tuesday in Joplin, the first Thursday in Springfield, but this is going to be the first Ozark Mountain Summit. Hopefully many more to come.
Amazing. And just to kind of wrap up, just one last recap, when and where is this summit going to be holding?
Yeah, so this Thursday, October 30th, Downstream Casino, we'll be there from noon to 6. The VIP folks are going to stay late until the evening. So yeah, Downstream Casino, and the way to find us, Joplin Area RIA, is the quickest way on Facebook. That will get you to the event, to the tickets, and allow you to get a sign up today. You're going to want to get signed up today for that VIP. We've got a few left.
Absolutely.
Amazing. And we do have that Facebook link on there as well. If you guys are watching this, you guys can see that as well. Well, thank you so much, Chris and Nick, for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Yes.gov.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:18 now on this Tuesday morning. Again, starting with the Skywatch Storm Tracker, a couple of light showers, maybe some drizzle out there in southeast Kansas. Still waiting on this, so you can very clearly see where that boundary is. And that's what's bringing us the showers and the heavy rain, perhaps a rumble of thunder. Getting heavier rain still building in between Dodge City and Wichita. We've got it stretching down toward west of Ponca City, west of 35. So we've got little bits developing ahead of the boundary. Most of it's going to be back behind the boundary, and you can can see where that stretches from Lincoln, Nebraska, all the way back down into northern Oklahoma. We have some thunderstorms down to our south. Most of that expected to remain to our south, but we could get a rumble of thunder or two with this activity today. It's not likely. The atmosphere is just not supportive of any kind of thunderstorm development, but a rumble of thunder could sneak in there. Otherwise, we're looking at heavy rain already by the lunch hour. So that's why I know it doesn't look like much now, but it's expected to increase pretty quickly and build across the area. And we'll also have those gusty winds. Now, as we go later into the evening, winds are going to shift out of the northwest behind this boundary. And even though we get behind it, the rain doesn't stop. Most of us still into that heavy rain cycle. And you see how the rain was moving east and then starts circling around. The low pressure itself starts to track around us. And so that's why overnight tonight into the first half of our Wednesday, our rain chances remain pretty high. You can see at 5 a.m. Wednesday, we've got the heavy rain, maybe a rumble of thunder, still dealing with those gusty winds. But eventually that low pressure rotates on out of here. It starts to take the rain with it. So the second half of our Wednesday, our rain chances drop, and then skies will eventually begin to clear. We're still breezy. Winds won't start to ease up until late Wednesday into early Thursday. And then our Thursday looking pretty good. A mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies out there. Chilly temperatures, but not bad otherwise. Just got some rain to get through. A quick update again on Hurricane Melissa. Winds still 175 miles an hour. Some things we've mentioned this morning. First off, this eye wall, traditionally with these tropical systems, the eye wall will collapse and it'll regenerate. They go through several cycles of this. Hasn't happened with this hurricane once. That's been the same consistent eye wall. And as we get a little closer, you can see it's almost to make landfall in Jamaica. And just look at how well defined that is. Winds 175, gusts of 200 or more. So we're talking around the eye, it is a 10-mile wide EF4 tornado. So think of it from that perspective as to what this is. That's getting ready to make landfall in the west side of Jamaica here, probably in the next hour at best. Then after that, still a strong Category 4 expected to make landfall eastern Cuba early tomorrow morning. So we're still looking at those winds again, 140 gusts to 165. So just incredible before it eventually tracks away from the United States and back out to sea. This is a number of live cameras now. They've added a fifth one from Jamaica. And now you can see the waves in the ocean. You can see the water coming up. We've seen some of these roads go underwater and debris go flying by them. And we've seen some minor bits of damage, a little calmer right now. I think all of these are in or very near the Kingston area, but take a look at some of that's going on down there. Just a devastating, destructive, and very likely, unfortunately, a deadly storm in Jamaica. For us, though, again, just the rain. Not as bad, obviously. We'll have the showers. Rain increases in intensity, so some heavy rain. And temperatures, I said this earlier, many of you have already hit your highs for record-keeping purposes. Our daytime highs, this is as best we're going to do. Many of us where we are right now, temperatures won't move most of the day. Mid-50s, west winds gusting to 25. They'll shift out of the northwest later this evening. Heavy rain continues. Low 40s, maybe some upper 30s, but not cold enough for any wintry weather, at least not yet. Northwest winds, though, now gusting 35, possibly up to 40. Then they're out of the north behind everything on Wednesday, still gusting upwards of 35. We'll go low 50s, upper 50s Thursday. Halloween, chilly, but good. Dry, clear skies, 60 for the high, and into the upper 30s by the late evening hours. Let's check your forecast. Got another hour. Or no, we don't. We have another 40 minutes of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Your doctor about Jardiance for chronic kidney disease today.
Welcome back. We're joined this morning again with Robin from Wildcat Glades. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we're here to talk a little bit about the semi-annual rummage show you guys have coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
True to our mission, it's recycling and reusing materials. So we have this great fundraiser twice a year. It's ran by our volunteers, and this year it's going to be November 7th and 8th at the IBEW Hall on Main Street in Joplin.
Amazing. So where are some of the goods that are going to be sold at this rummage sale coming from?
Most of our goods come from the general public, the community. They're welcome to drop off items between the times of 9 and 5 on Tuesday the 4th and on Wednesday the 5th. So we get a lot of really neat things, everything from vinyl records to small furniture pieces. We always have a mystery item that we don't know what it is. Yeah, it is fun.
And that drop-offs on the 4th and 5th, are those taking place at the same location that the rummage sale is being held?
Yes, less movement of parts.
Perfect. So why, you talked about the importance of upcycling. Why is a rummage sale like this such a great idea for Wildcat?
We want people to reuse what they already have. So it's a great way to just really give back to the community. It's also fun to get together with your friends. These are people we see twice a year. They come to the rummage sale. They love us, and we just think it's a great idea.
Amazing. And it sounds like, this is a semi-annual tradition. This has helped you guys out in the past. Has this event been successful? Had a good community response in the past?
Our rummage sales do pretty well. Of course, we want more money just so that we can use those funds for conservation, education, and habitat restoration in the park. But typically, we make a few $1,000s. Our largest rummage sale, we gross $35,000. So we would love that to happen again. But we're just happy to get together and to reuse those products and also be able to bring in a little bit of money for Wildcat.
Amazing. As you were talking about, all the proceeds go to help with the Wildcat Glades Nature Group. Are there any specific projects that you guys are hoping to work towards using these funds?
We really need some help keeping the lights on. That might sound silly right now, but like most not-for-profits, we do depend on donations and fundraisers. So we just need toilet paper money. We need lights on. We need to pay for the water bill, those type of things. So that's what the funds from the rummage sale, they do a lot of those things for us.
Amazing. Well, it sounds like this is a great way to kind of help support a good cause with Wildcats and also maybe find some great new finds for your own collections.
Definitely. It is always a great time out at the rummage sale.
Perfect. And just to kind of recap one more time in case people missed it at the beginning, can you tell us, the when, and where for this as well?
When and where, you can drop off items at the IBEW Hall, which is 3316 South Main in Joplin. You can donate on the 4th and the 5th, Tuesday and Wednesday, 9 to 5. And then on Friday, Saturday, you can come out on the 7th and 8th and see us on Friday from 8 to 5 and on Saturday from 8 until 2.
Perfect. And if people are wanting to learn more about the rummage sale or more about Wildcats and Glades in general, is there a certain place they should go?
www.wildcatglades.org or check us out on our Facebook page. You can message us that way, and we'd be happy to answer your questions.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Robin. We hope you have great success with that rummage sale. We'll be right back.
City of Pittsburgh.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Trump administration escalates its military campaign against drug trafficking, destroying at least 10 smuggling boats and deploying thousands more troops to the Caribbean. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively has more from Washington.
The U.S. ignoring calls by the Venezuelan government to stop bombing suspected drug boats, with President Trump suggesting the military could escalate to land strikes. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham called it a real possibility.
The President of the United States, as Commander-in-Chief, has the authority to do these strikes.
President Trump says the suspected drugs on board the vessels are a national security issue, giving him the right to use the military. Democrats disagree.
If this president feels that they're doing something illegally, then he should be using the Coast Guard. If there's an act of war, then you use our military, and then you come and talk to us first. But this is murder. It's sanctioned murder that he is doing that.
In nearby Trinidad and Tobago, demonstrators protested in front of the American embassy as a U.S. guided missile destroyer pulled into port. The USS Gerald Ford aircraft carrier is also now moving toward the region. Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro accused the U.S. of fabricating a new eternal war. The Justice Department has indicted Maduro on drug trafficking charges and is offering a $50 million reward for his arrest.
I'm sure he's insisting, I'll get out of the drug trade, but I don't think Maduro's trustworthy.
On Sunday, Venezuela says it captured a group of mercenaries allegedly working with the CIA to provoke a military confrontation. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, and we're going to start with a live look from downtown Pittsburgh. We got a little bit of daylight sneaking in with these clouds out there, but eventually rain overspreading the area. Our camera 7th and range line, not as much daylight trying to sneak in out there, still with those cloudy skies. MoDOT camera 20th and range line, also filled with cars and clouds this morning, but all still dry. And Skywatch Storm Tracker, again, a couple of sprinkles now entering parts of western Bourbon County, but that's it. But here's the boundary right there. It's now just to to the east of Wichita, and it will continue to allow more showers to develop with it. All of this will continue to fill in, and eventually, I know it doesn't look like a lot now, but we'll start to run into some heavy rain and widespread showers across the area. We've had some thunderstorms down to our south. That's where those should remain, but we could still get a rumble of thunder or two with some of this activity, so nothing major concerning there. But again, when thunder roars, head indoors. You can see by the lunch hour, heavy rain showers expected across the area, and they will continue through the majority of the no, not the majority. They'll continue all day into tonight and the first half of our Wednesday. We're also going to have some gusty winds to contend with. There's that boundary again. You can see on the temperature map there. Outside of that, we're in the mid to upper 50s. Some locations for record-keeping purposes, you've reached your highs early this morning. Veneta, for example, was 59 earlier. That's probably going to be your high. We're looking at daytime temperatures, though, much like what we're seeing right now, just kind of hovering in the mid-50s. West winds gusting to 25 out there. Heavy rain possible. Temperatures dropping to 50 by 6. Also this evening, winds will shift out of the northwest and start gusting upwards of 35, potentially 40 miles an hour. We're going to talk more about these rain chances, gusty winds, take a look at Halloween and the latest on Hurricane Melissa here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. The Farm to Fork Harvest Festival celebrates the local harvest, as well as promotes sustainable practices and raises community awareness about where your food comes from before it hits your dinner table. All proceeds and donations go to the Wesley House, which provides food pantry services for those in need in the Pittsburgh area.
I'd say the inspiration behind that would actually be my mom. It was her idea to host a farm-to-table harvest event. I just found an opportunity in a city committee where I could make a difference. So the inspiration behind hosting it is to make sure that we're being sustainable.
Like we said, all of those proceeds and donations will go to the Wesley House, which is providing that necessary food pantry services in the Crawford County area. The famous St. Louis Gateway Arch is celebrating its 60th birthday today. The 630-foot high arch was completed October 28, 1965. It commemorates President Thomas Jefferson's Louisiana Purchase of 1803. It also celebrates St. Louis's central role in the westward expansion that followed. Well, that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News, Chris Francis inherits a massive collection from Hollywood shoemaker to the stars.
Indigo Sky Casino is
Welcome back to the KOM Morning News. Getting a little spooky here and there, and Halloween, and we've got a bit of it. We've been doing apples this month, but we've got something that's a little spookier this morning. A little more Halloween. Well, okay, the recipe itself probably not so spooky, but it's a Halloween treat here.
It is. I thought it would be fun to kind of change things a little bit. And this is an edamame nut mix madness. And you'll see the madness part in just a second. But what I did, I took 1 egg white and put it in my mixing bowl and just mixed it with a whisk until we see bubbles. And you see that it's starting to get a little frothy.
Yeah.
To that, you're going to add some granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar.
Alrighty.
And then we have a little bit of salt there that we'll knit in here. This is going to give us our glaze ingredients for all of our nuts. Then we have jalapeno powder there, so you can add more or less of that depending on how much spice you want.
Okay.
We have regular chili powder.
Oh, that's what I was smelling. I knew something over here smelled pretty good. And man, the recipes this month, by the way, have just been fantastic. And so I'm sure this one's
like
going.
the applesauce spread.
Oh my goodness! That if you haven't tried it yet, you haven't made it yet, you need to, because it's all of them are amazing. But that one, oh man, that was just really good.
And then we have some cumin.
Okay.
So put that in there and mix it. All right, now we're going to add all of our nuts. Now you have the roasted edamame, and I have these here because you can have wasabi, which is really spicy, or you can have regular. So that's where the madness comes in. If you want to add to that spice that we've already added, this is just regular today that I did. But add our roasted edamame there. We'll add that to it. And then we have a variety of nuts. You can pick whatever you want, but we have walnuts, we have pecans, and cashews.
Okay.
So you start adding them, and I'll keep
Got
stirring.
the walnuts going in there.
What we want to do is just coat those really good. Now go ahead and add the pecans.
All right.
And say that you, what is your favorite nut?
Honestly, it'd probably have to be walnuts.
Okay.
Walnuts are really good. And honestly, it's followed by the pecans, though, right there with it.
And you add the cashews.
Okay.
But if you wanted to, then just triple the recipe for the nut that you want to use if you're only using one kind.
Okay.
So now we've covered that with the glaze. And what we would do next is put this in on a parchment covered paper.
Okay.
We're going to put that in the oven and roast it at 250 degrees or 325 degrees for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Then stir it and then put it back in the oven and continue roasting it until it gets brown, the nuts get brown, and it starts to firm up. Once it comes out of the oven, let it cool, and then you can break it into pieces, and there's your mix.
Okay.
You can either have that for a treat. You know, Chris, this would also, if you like football games, basketball games, this would be a great snack to have.
You've made some fantastic snacks for different events like that as well. So we got another great one here. And of course, Charlene, if folks want to make any of the recipes that we've made, not just this month, but throughout the whole year, because, by the way, if you missed a month, you don't have to worry. They've got everything. Where should they go?
They should go to kansassoybeans.org. We do have the recipes for the month right there on the main site, but there is an archive, and so you can go choose whatever category you want, and you'll see some of the recipes that we've done. And one of the nice things I think that we do is that with that recipe, we put the link so they can watch us make it anytime.
Excellent. See, and for somebody like me, maybe that's what you need, is you need to kind of follow along with the instructional video there.
That's right.
So, Charlene,
and
excellent.
then they can call our office at 877-KS-Soybean.
Perfect. Charlene, thank you so much for coming in again, and we will be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:45 now on this Tuesday morning. We're starting Skywatch Storm Tracker. A couple light showers in Bourbon County. Some of this actually, again, not even reaching the ground. It's all of this activity out here. Again, it's starting to look a little more organized. We're starting to see more showers. Here's our boundary right there. And we've got some development just a little ahead of it. Most of it's going to fill in back behind it. And eventually we'll get more of these yellows and oranges out there with heavier rain potential as we head through the morning. So you can see, I know, again, it doesn't look impressive, but all of this is going to come together and bring us the rain across the entire region, widespread rain. We've had some thunderstorms down to our south, not expecting really anything there. We could get a rumble of thunder or two in our area, but nothing too crazy across the in terms of thunderstorm chances. But the heavy rain by the lunch hour, rain showers out there, again, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. Gusty winds start building in into the early afternoon, late morning, early afternoon hours, and this will continue. So 3 o'clock, kids heading home from school, probably dealing with some heavy rain that'll continue into our evening commute, and then this will cycle around as the low pressure passes. We'll deal with heavy rain, gusty winds tonight into the first half of our Wednesday. So that's the thing, our rain chances for Wednesday, yes, they're up there because we're going to have widespread shower coverage and some heavy rain, but it's going to wrap up early. Okay, so we have a high chance for rain in the first half of the day. And then as we roll into the afternoon, that system moves off to our east. It takes the rain, and eventually will take the clouds with it as well. Doesn't take the gusty winds right away. We'll still be breezy into the late evening on Wednesday. It'll be Thursday. The winds will finally calm down. We'll have a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies out there. So just some more rain. We do need the rain. And we're going to get plenty of it over the next roughly 24 to, 36 hours or so. Then we'll clear out, and things will look pretty decent heading into Halloween. Quick update, though, on Hurricane Melissa. Still winds at 175 miles an hour. So we're looking at, and this is the latest loop here, you can see it is right off the coast of Jamaica. The eye is one of the most interesting features of this whole thing is A, how perfectly shaped it is, and B, it's also inside the eye, one of the driest places on Earth right now, in the middle of that thing. The other issue is the eye walls on most of these hurricanes, they go through recycling processes where they kind of occlude, or they fill in, the eye collapses, but then a new one will form. That has not been the case. Hurricane Melissa has sustained the same eye wall during its entire duration here. Just an incredibly powerful storm. And there's a meteorological formula that determines what the most powerful storm, tropical system specifically, that Earth's atmosphere could sustain at any one time. And around this time of year, that formula equates to about 184, 185 mile an hour winds, and we are only 10 shy of this reaching this formula's maximum in terms of intensity, which is just incredible. So again, for the folks in Jamaica, this is a devastating, catastrophic, very likely life-threatening situation with this hurricane moving on shore. Eventually, but it'll cross over Jamaica, head toward eastern Cuba, still a strong Category 4 hurricane with winds of 140 miles an hour as it lifts off to the northeast, expected to steer clear of the United States and head back out into the Atlantic over the coming days. These are live cameras from in Jamaica. I believe these are all from the Kingston area. The heavy rain, I know they're starting to freeze up a bit because with the gusty winds, the hurricane itself causing some power issues, but you can see where we've got those heavier rains. We can also see where we're seeing flooding. The water on this roadway continues to come in. Take a look at the waves out here on all of this. Just absolutely incredible. And Kingston's not even near the most devastating part of this whole thing. Just kind of a wild situation for those folks there. As for us, though, again, we'll have the rain increasing, eventually some heavy rain possible. And as I mentioned, our temperatures just hovering through the mid-50s out there. West winds gusting to 25 through the day today. And then again, once we get into the evening hours, they'll shift out of the northwest, start gusting upwards of 35, maybe 40. And we're chilly tonight, back into the low 40s, maybe some upper 30s. Not cold enough for wintry weather by any means, but certainly chilly out there. We'll still be breezy tomorrow. North winds still gusting upwards of 35. The rain wraps up. We're going low 50s, upper 50s Thursday. Halloween looking pretty good, though, about 60, but chilly for the trick-or-treating time, upper 30s. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more after this.
Over 100 Sapphire premieres this January. On Fox.
Today's Rare Sports Equinox brings all four major leagues together on the same day.
Fox News correspondent Chanley Painter explains the excitement and why it's generating buzz among gamblers.
Listen up, sports fans.
This year, this will occur once.
Monday, October 27th is what's known as a sports equinox. It's a rare day when all four major U.S. sports leagues, including the National Football League, Major League Baseball, the National Basketball Association, and the National Hockey League, all have games scheduled.
That day, you have 10 NBA games, you have 2 NHL games, you have a Monday Night Football game, and then you're going to have Game 3 of the World Series.
Adding to the excitement is the possibility of seeing some of the top athletes from each league play at the same time.
There'll be a period of time come Monday night that within the span of an hour, you'll get to see Shohei Ohtani, Patrick Mahomes, Sidney Crosby, and Steph Curry all play.
And analysts say this action can be fun for those looking to place bets.
You can do cross-sport prop wagers, so you could do a wager perhaps on Shohei Ohtani, how many hits he may get. With Patrick Mahomes, you might want to do his over-under on yards or completions. With Crosby, it might be, will he get a goal or an assist? And with Steph Curry, maybe it's over-under his point total or his assist total.
Meanwhile, the interest in legal sports betting is also helping to increase ratings for many games.
Every week, they're breaking records. And those numbers are driven in huge part by gambling.
And when it comes to placing wagers responsibly, experts advise going through a legally licensed sportsbook or online betting site. I'm Chanley Painter, Fox News.
If this is your thing, then this is your day for sure on that. But make sure you gamble responsibly as well.
Yes. But I also can't remember the last time I sat and watched a full any sports game, period.
Okay, true.
So,
too. But for those at home, if this, again, is your thing, go for it. Something else, it's honestly a good day to go for it indoors because we got rain. Now, right now, Skywatch Storm Tracker, not too impressive in our area, but all those showers out there to our west will eventually increase in coverage. And by the lunch hours, you can see we have widespread showers, some heavy rain possible, perhaps a rumble of thunder or two, but nothing too wild out there. We'll also have those gusty winds continuing. Rain will continue through the evening and overnight. Winds tonight gusting out of the northwest upwards of 35, potentially 40 miles an hour. First half of our Wednesday, widespread rain chances, but as we roll into the afternoon and evening, those rain chances dwindle and we start to clear out. Got another look at your forecast and your wake up recap right after this.
4-State Hero.
This is your wake up recap for October 28th, your top stories to start your day. Former Quapaw Nation Chairman John Berry has died after a brief illness. Berry led the tribe for nearly 2 decades, helping develop 2 major casinos. His legacy also included controversy over alleged financial misconduct. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And for our forecast today, take a look. We've got the wind, we've got the rain building in. Not doing anything yet, but it will get here. Heavy rain will be possible. Temperatures hovering in the mid-50s. West winds gusting to 25. Wind shift out of the northwest later this evening, gusting upwards of 35, potentially to 40 miles an hour. Low 40s, upper 30s, but not cold enough for any wintry weather. Rain, heavy rain possible first half of our day. Tomorrow, then we'll start to clear out. Still breezy. Low 50s for our highs. Thursday, upper 50s. Halloween, though, still looks good. Clear skies, 60, but chilly as you head out, dropping back into the upper 30s. So make sure you got a jacket. Like I said, you don't want to be sick going into the weekend. You don't want the kids to get sick going into the weekend either.
It's a damper on the spirits.
It certainly would, and it'd be better to have that jacket than, get out there and get too cold.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.